All right. Hello, hello. I am here now. So, we've got an art stream. Art. Yay. So, I got caught up last time doing the TV, so I didn't actually get to do any of the tidbits. But this stream, I am going to dedicate to making a number of the tidbits for the shelf that have been suggested to me thus far. And if I get through them all in a timely manner, then I may or may not start on a Halloween-themed emote that I've had in mind for a little bit. Now let's just get this. There we go. I also haven't eaten, so I'm going to be munching on these honey Dijon chips every once in a while. Hopefully it's not too much of a distraction. So, to start us off, there are a few very notable, ones that have come up. One is, of course, 10 Pebbles. Now, I believe that if I just did the same thing that I did with Clown Guy and I made him a little statuette, that wouldn't be very interesting. However, I had the thought, since most of the time he's kind of cut off by the waist anyways, I want to make a 10 Pebbles body pillow. That's idea number one. Or maybe it's not like a body pillow, but you know those pillows that are just like half of an arm or some shit, and it's supposed to be like it's supposed to be for you to pretend that you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, I suppose. I want to make one of them and then stick it at the bottom of the shelf. Now first, let me actually go get the picture of the shelf. Not that shelf. Other shelf. That's the wrong one. There we are. This shelf. I wanna tuck them in somewhere at the bottom of one of these. Just up against the corner. Now, on top of this, I'm actually going to get rid of that for now. And then the text. No, not that. That's called Stream Offline, I guess. There we go. So, let's fill this up a bit. Next, I do want to make a quick love letter. Let's see. which is just going to be a reference to my series on YouTube. Then what else? This is where I start forgetting, because those were the two I had in mind, and I know that I know that I have been given a lot of other ideas, but I don't remember them. Let's see here. Could do a moth, a little moth plush. Use fill up space. What else? What else? You know what? I'm gonna ping again. Actually, no, I won't ping. I'll leave people alone. By the way... There we go. So we've got that. What else? What else? Let me look through my stuff real quick and see if there's anything that I'm forgetting here. Could do a frog, considering how prolific frogs were. Also, this is a very fitting little thing here. So let me stick the knight down there. Anything else that's Halloween themed that I might be able to... I have SCP-096. Oh, he's gone. I don't know if SCP-096 really works for that. You know, Weber, don't starve. You know what? Yeah, I'll put down Weber. Let's fill up this shelf a little bit, eh? So let's move the Hoog a little bit. Weber can hang out over here. Here we are. And then the knight can just kind of chill stabbing this little pumpkin. Alright, well, since these are the three ideas that we have thus far, we might as well just start right on them. So, first things first, it's been requested, it needs to be done eventually. 10 pebbles. Gotta have 10 pebbles. So, let's actually start this off. 10 pebbles line art. Alright. So, it's probably not gonna be anything too fancy. The goal is to make him look like a plush. I also want to steal this clown guy bobblehead. Didn't want that. So that I have a frame of reference for how large the line should be. Yeah, so clown guy, it's actually a rather large figure. The 10 pebbles would be slightly larger than clown guy. Meaning that I should match his line weight here real quick. How's that? Yeah, that works. Alright. So, we're gonna start off, just try to make a nice rounded head. I'm going to take a circle tool and make a rounded head. And then I'm going to scuff up the edges. Because I want it to be round, but I don't want it to be, you know, too perfectly round. We're just going to go through, scuff that up. Can go through with this thing. Get rid of some of those inside edges. I find this is much easier than drawing and redrawing the same lines over and over again. Because I could spend like 5 minutes trying to draw the perfect circle for the job, but I don't I don't see the purpose of that when you have access to tools. Okay. Now, Skye Wallace. You know what? Skye Wallace can show up. Except, I promise you, it probably won't be in the way that you want. There's gonna be something atrocious happening to it, like there is something atrocious happening to every single one of these. Like that. Fucking clown guy. Is that a little too loud? Yeah, that's a little too loud. This, I don't know how, but this is like an immense banger. What am I gonna do to him? We'll have to see when we get to him. Right now, I'm gonna put together 10 pebbles. So, yeah. Let me actually grab a reference image for 10 pebbles. There he is. So actually, his head by default is a plush. I forgot about that. So we're just gonna do like that. Bring that in. Clown guy can move the fuck out. No, oh shit. The circle was drawn on the clown guy layer. No. What a shame. Okay, just chop that out. 10 pebbles line art. Place that in. Merge it down. Then clown guy can go fuck himself. Oh, why is Skye Wallace also on the clown? What? Huh? Why did I draw everything on the clown guy layer? Okay. I'm gonna take clown guy, and murder him. I'm gonna merge that down. Alright, yeah. So we're gonna do that. Like so. What just happened? Oh, it copied it because I did that. Alright. I wonder if me crunching on these chips is audible over the mic. The first one was. They're so crunchy. I love kettle chips. Is that what these are? Kettle chips? I think. Yeah, kettle cooked chips. Very crunchy, very good. Excellent texture. Unless it isn't. Sometimes you bite into one of these chips and it actually feels like you bit a rock. Okay. So let's get this mirrored. Rounded over the side there. And you know what? I'm the artist here. I can take some creative liberties here from the original. So I'm gonna make this the side bits here really big. Because I want to. Oh, I'm using the wrong pencil. This is also a banger of a song. Is that too big? It is still too big. There's something about Valve and their ability to create music. It's fantastic. Okay. And then let's just go in with these. Gotta love that soft saxophone. Okay, now I'm realizing this might be a little too similar to a different iterator's head shape. Why is he playing this? No. Excuse me, YouTube. I have it on loop playlist. Oh, apparently I didn't. Weird. Wait, how do I... Shuffle is on. Okay. That they changed that. Interesting. Now, let me just quickly check, because... Rain World Iterators. Because I'm pretty... Fly just came at me. What's, no significant harassment? It's not a problem. Different head shape. Alright. But I think these curves are definitely a little too much. So chop that down. Or maybe they aren't. I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of trial and error here. For something that will be seen only during, like, the stream's ending and, breaks. But that's the price of art. $100. Okay, yeah. So let's flatten this out a good amount. Then we can do... Actually, I'm gonna thin this line out. Why does it keep returning to this? I don't know what I'm doing to do that. Maybe I keep on clicking this when I swap. Okay. Okay, I need a thinner brush for this. We're just gonna go through, make a line there. And then we're gonna thicken it back up. Something like that. Maybe. Kind of looks like he has gaming headphones on. Just like huge headphones. And then we'll have like so. And then his thingamajigs. There we go. That looks alright. And I can get rid of this bit in here. There we go. Now, he has eyes. He has eyes. Just a little little fun fact for you. 5 pebbles in the game Rain World has eyes. So we're gonna start, just do these little doohickeys, and then we're gonna give him my favorite gigantic eyeballs. You gotta have the gigantic eyeballs. I don't necessarily want him to look insanely angry, although I'm pretty sure that's like 90% of Five Pebbles' personality. It's just being angry. Alright. Something... No. Something feels off, but I'm not gonna worry about it. Alright, and from here, I'm going to try to copy the musculature on this reference image as closely as I can. Okay. Now the arm goes out a little bit more like that, and it curves around. And then hands. And I'll start off by just making him normally. And then afterwards, I'll go back over and try to draw him with some extra... some extra, you know, plushness to him. So, we're gonna do like that. Like so, and then big muscle there, and muscle like that. That doesn't look nearly as good as the other one. Then again, the other one is just a picture of a guy, so the expectation that it would look exactly like that is a bit far-fetched, to say the least. Alright, so let's do this instead, like so. Chop that out. Yeah, and then... I feel like he needs to be beefier. His muscles need to be further. So I will put them further. Like so. And then like so. Now, there is, in fact, a chest that happens. Yeah. A chest shows up. Right about here. Okay. Do that. A little tall. Yeah, that works. I won't be drawing nipples on him, because I think that's against TOS. I keep going for the... Can I, like, swap these? I don't think so. I cannot. What a shame. I'll have to get used to it. Let's just do like that for now. Actually, let's straighten out its pectorals a bit. Alright, and then we have this, so the armpit. And then it'll go down like so. to a immaculate hourglass figure. I guess. Could give him the treasure trail. I don't know if I should give him the treasure, or not treasure trail, but what's the term for these, eh? Cum gutters? Cum gutters. Awful. Alright. So now do that. Just give him the most immaculate six-pack. Just gotta make sure that he actually has the six-pack. I've really never drawn six-packs before. Or pecs in general, really. Okay. And then one last one about there. Like so. Yeah, and then if I were to do like that, and that would complete the look. So might as well. Let's see. It's like there. And then he wears pantaloons. And I have an idea for a reference. And it may or may not be a horrific reference. Oh, shut up. Cheap viewers on streamboo.com. Bot looking ass. Clanker. Alright. Now I'm gonna limit the actual detail that, that's going on in the image, so, like, I'm not gonna draw in all of the fucking, all of the nerves and shit that this guy seems to be popping. I think I might just fill this out a bit. That'll give him that beefy look. We'll do this. Alright. Now, past this point, it really is just kind of, like, empty. So, what I might do is just have it, like, rounded off at the bottom here. I'm not sure. Because if I gave him legs, I'd have to work off of nothing, really. And it would also make him really big. So I think the best course of action here is just, like, cut it off there as though this is a shitty print on a... on a, like, pillow or something. Alright, let's do this correctly. Okay. Alright. So, now that I've done this, I can put it up to the largest brush size. Let's go with... Yeah, that works. And I'm just gonna go through and give him that bold outline that I like. Shit. Not exactly a body pillow, now that I think about it. It's like a half pillow. That might be a little too much. Alright, but down here I can use this to even it out. Oh, actually, I should not be doing it like that. I should take this opportunity to do it completely all the way around so that the end result is asymmetrical in some facets. This is going to be rounded over more because it is supposed to be a plush. Alright. Like so. Alright, and then on the inside as well. Like so, and like so. There we go. So, now we have him doing his thing. I think I might take the entire head and just move it down a tad. So let's do that. Just give him a bit of a neck problem. Like so. Yeah, that works better. I can go through and erase all this extra shit. These little artifacts, are those on this layer? They are. I don't like that. It's annoying. Okay. What else? Okay, so now what we can do is we can go through and create the little seam lines that he would have given he was a plushie. So it would be like there and there, where the arm attaches. Make them real thin. So thin that when they're shrunken down, it will be barely visible. Or actually, you know what? That's not where they would do it. They would probably put the seam lines, like, here, right? I'm no seamstress or seamster. Seamster? Is that what that is? I don't know. I don't work with with sewing and stuff, so I could not tell you where these seams would be. Let's just go for what I have here for now. Alright. That works. And then we can do this, where it's, got this, head split in twain here. Let's go in like this, and, just thin that out without disturbing any of the other lines. Here, this one. That looks worse. That looks bad, in fact. Honestly, all these lines seem to be doing is just making it look worse. So there's probably a better way to do it. Yeah, no. It just doesn't look good. Yeah, I think I might just leave it without those lines. Maybe when I put in the color, it'll be a little bit easier. Like, it'll look better, but, till then, not quite. Okay, so do that, and then make a color layer. And I can grab the pink that is his head. Just fill this all in. Don't really need to be careful because I'm gonna color over it anyways. And then you got yellow for his little eyebrow thingamajigs. Okay, and then you have an off-white color for his eyes. Good for that gray shaded part, not shaded part. There we are. And then we can grab this darker gray for the antenna. It's almost a brownish color. Okay, and then the rest of him is orange. Just straight up orange. Yeah, fill this in. Okay. Now, my idea... I don't know if... I think I won't say it until... I'll just do it. And if people catch on, then people catch on. And that's fine by me. Okay. And then we will go down here. Start off with kind of a lighter brown color, like so. I think it might have been lighter than this anyway. Like that, maybe? Yeah, close with that color. Why is he naked? He's bare-chested. It's not entirely naked. I'm giving him pants. Alright. This is to NSFW. I didn't give him nipples, so it's fine. Twitch is okay as long as there's no nipples. Actually, for this, I could probably... lower the opacity of the outer lines here. Make them a different color or something to make it match this a little better. And then... I'm gonna just add some polka dots. Like so. Not polka dots, but leopard print. And if you know, you know. And if you don't, be glad. Okay. Now, let's see. If I take this and... What kind of outline would I even want? I guess just like a grayer one. Dark gray. Maybe a little bit lighter than that. Yeah, so something like this, probably. Yeah, that's better, actually. All right. And last but not least, there's the shading. I think I'll shade him... Okay, so... Let's grab this, put them into a group. Just call it NPebs. NPebs shading. And we're going to do some very basic shading with this textured brush that's very large. So we're going to go that. Not what I wanted. Something like that. Let's see. Yeah, so I would shade that other side. Like so. And it doesn't have to be anything, like, spectacular here. It just needs to be some texturing on the image. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. stuff there. Just gotta add a bunch of texture to it. Make it look like it is fuzzy in some way. Like it's felt or something. And then do that. And let's do that. Okay, and then down here, I think I might just fill this entire thing up with the texturing. That's some intense texturing there. Let's try to find a good medium. That's good. I am gonna add some more to this to the face though. In fact, I'm just gonna do this. There we go. That's the soft felt look that I'm looking for. That's a little too much, just like a bunch of lines. It's not. Gotta go over it a bunch. Okay. I like that. Alright. So, I'd call that a finished 10 pebbles. I'm thinking I could probably integrate the, 10 pebbles aspect of the original image into this one with like a tattoo. Let's see if I can pull that off. Let's see. I don't know where the tattoo would even be. Sorry. I'm just in need of doing something. Which is a weird way of saying I'm doing something. Alright. Should I make his head bigger? Nah, it's a little too late for that. I think overall this is pretty good. So I'm gonna take this 10 pebs, grab this. Oh, there's a dot over there. Okay, now why? Oh, there's a mirror dot over there. There we go. Now it's just gonna be him. Very nice. Control C. Control V. Now, This is a little too, you know, forward-facing. Let's see if I can do something to it to try to fix that. If I warp it a bit... This is my first time actually trying to use the warp tool for anything like this, but the idea is warping it so that it looks like it's like leaning backwards. We also make his head shorter as well. All right. And then can I take this now? Perspective. Oh. And we'll just do some like this. That works. And then I will go and erase the parts that would be covered up by the top of the shelf. So that includes the antenna, and there is also this little part of his arm. Alright. Get rid of the shading. And finally, cut that bit. Okay, maybe I might need to be a little more precise here. Alright. And then we chop off the top of his head. Alright. Doesn't look that bad. From afar, that actually looks pretty good. Alright. So there's 10 pebs in the image. Additionally, I am going to do what has been necessary to do for a little while. Wide. I could make him artificially wider, just for the hell of it. I need to make an emote. 10 Pebbles has been off the emote list for a while now. So I'd say it's only fair that we put him back on today. Let's see. So first I gotta find the emote sheet. There we go. I forget how I did this. It's like, oh yeah, there we go. So this is my method of sizing them. So I'm going to grab that. Control C. Control V. Put 10 pebs at the top here. I don't know what's on layer 3. Nothing's on layer 3. There's no purpose to layer 3. There's 10 pebs. Alright, so we are going to make him wider. Maybe not like perfectly square, but he can be rather wide. Actually, before that, let's go here and take this, duplicate it, put it at the bottom. 10 pebs, white outline, and bucket tool, grow by 10, 9. I think 9 might have been what I tend to use. That didn't do it. Oh, I was on the eraser tool. Makes sense. There we are. Now compare that to that. Could use a little bit more. That works. Kind of makes it look like a sticker. All right. Well, that makes 10 pebbles. Okay, and there we go. I will save it as the Rita document as well. Okay, there we are. Now let's take a look-see and see if I can get this set up, eh? Okay. One open slot, that's fine. Hopefully this works. It looks like it does. Okay. And that looks like hopefully it works. I think that's it. I think I did it. Let's quickly see. Yeah, that's regular 10 pebbles. And if I post that in there, it is... There he is. The guy. All right. We are going to take a quick break now that it has been an hour, and I will see you in a few minutes. Bye. get back to it. So this next one should be rather easy, because it is just gonna be a letter. I'm just gonna draw a side-on view of a letter. So let's just get right into it. Quick love letter line art. So it's gonna be, that's in white. So gonna have it kind of off to the side like this, leaning. So like so. And then other side, other page. Those are gonna need to be leaning. It's much easier to draw things than it is to draw, like, characters. Characters are too geometrically complicated. That angle is not correct. That's a better angle. There's nothing too special about this one. It really is just gonna be a quick love letter. One. I don't know why I'm drawing it with such a small line. Alright. I'm just gonna put A. Let's try to make this like that. A, Q. Except the Q is gonna kinda... Actually, gonna do something like this. Okay. And then we're just gonna create another one. We're going to make one part of it orange, one part of it pink. And that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the extent of the love letter. It's a little too dark of an orange. Okay. Bunch of orange, and then the inside's gonna have some pink in it. Or maybe I should do it the other way around. Yeah, I should probably do pink on the outside, orange on the inside. That makes more sense for a love letter. Let's make that a little bit larger. get the pink. That's a little bit of a purpley pink. There's a pinky pink. Now, the nice thing about making references for the shelf is that I don't really need to make them that in-depth. Like, of course, a lot of them, they're just the thing. Like, this is 10 Pebbles. That's Clown Guy. It's just the thing. But if I'm making a reference to a YouTube series that I do, I don't really need to, like, I don't need to put too much effort into trying to make it understandable. I just need to make it look like it has something to do with the YouTube series. So let's do this. Let's give it some nice texturing there. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. And then for the line art, I will just draw in squiggles. You just do that. Yep, that's good enough, I'd say. Shit. I'm not even gonna add more layers. It's so simple. So I gotta copy that. I'm gonna paste it in. And it can live. Okay, let's make it a little bit larger. And then put it like here, I guess. That works. Yeah, I like that. And from here, I can do the same thing where I just shave off the bits that don't need. There. To make sure that A doesn't bleed over. There we go. And there it is. Very simple, very easy. I am happy with that. Take a drink. I made a drink during the break, so yeah. Hopefully by the end of this I'm not like on the floor, but that's very rarely the case. So, there's number 3 on the shelf. Let's see. What else? All right, why are we listening to this again? YouTube's autoplay system is so weird. But, whatever. I don't mind it. So, next up, Absolute Cinema. What's up, Tommy? How's it going? Yeah, we are currently working on adding stuff to the shelf. Thus far, I put together this 10 Pebs, which has a tiny reference to a particular feline version of Pebbles. And then, of course, the reference to my main channel, YouTube series, Quick Love Letter. Next up on the list, on the docket, we have what looks to be a moth plush. You gotta. Moth plush. Which moth? I want to make it one of them maple moths. I think that's what they're called. The fluffy ones that have that toasted brown look to them. Not rosy maple. I think rosy maple is the purple one. Yeah, rosy maple, very cute. But which one? I don't know if it is. What's the fluffy brown moth? Is it huh. That's not the one that I want. I can never find it. If white, then maybe silk moth. Let me check silk moth. The silk moth is mostly white. Oh man, because there's one in particular that I see every once in a while that has the like, it has the coloration of a well-toasted marshmallow. Let me just check out marshmallow moth. See if that gives me what I want. Nope, that's somebody's fucking OC. Okay. Fluffy moth types. Olive. What's that? Oh, wait. Hold on. Here's a picture of one, I think. It's different, but similar to what I'm looking for. It's got a very nice, like, not the Polyphemus moth. Let's see. Polyphemus moth. That one, maybe? White and brown moth. Fluffy. Maybe it's just a very specific moth. Like it might just be a pre-existing moth, like, type, and then there was only one that looked like it. And I'm thinking of that one moth that had that one pattern. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. I'm looking at it. Fucking the Dodo tier list of moths. Pink striped oakworm moth. That's a cool looking one. Not what I'm looking for. Flannel moth looks cool. Yeah, I might even have a picture of it somewhere. Southern flannel moth. This looks like it might be it. Okay, let me look up pictures. Southern flannel moth. Oh, I think this might be it. And it looks to be the same kind of moth that I have on screen right now. Yeah, let's see. It is this kind of thing. So yeah, it's this guy. I find these guys look very cool. They have very nice color to them. So let's make a little plushie of them. That one thumbnail is cute. Which one? This? Okay, so we have our reference images. Okay. Gotcha. I already drank my drink. I put a lot of ice, so I guess I didn't put a lot of drink in there. That's alright, because I'll just add more. Drinking this stuff. O'Casey's. Irish cream. Shit's delicious. We need a cinema emote. I don't know what because I wouldn't want to just put, like, the image. That is very cute. I love that. I guess we could put, like, Clown Guy Cinema. We could do that. Let me look. Because I'm not sure how many emote slots I have left. Yeah, it looks like I'm almost, like, I'm all out of tier 1 emotes, which is the only one. Actually, I could get rid of the picture of my face that's cropped shittily. This is a shitty emote. So I could replace that with Clown Guy. Here. Okay, move over 10 pebs. We have a new guy in town, and his name is Clown Guy. He didn't notice? Yeah, no. He's been doing it the entire time. He's also very low resolution. That'd be a problem. Or maybe not, considering how much the image would need to get blown up. That's a really low quality. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it. Maybe the addition of the extra layer would probably be good. There's also a chance that I have the original file. There it is. There's the original file. Okay. Yeah, no, he's listening to his own mixtape. And he's just sitting there being like... Alright, so we've got Clown Guy. There we go. That's so much better an emote. Yeah. Let's put him like so. Let's see. How large should I make this, eh? Could make it a little bit thinner. Because I'm going to chop off his legs. That's an inevitability. Yeah. That works. Kill him. All right. Chop. There go his leg. What did I just say? There go he leg. There go he leg. All right. So let's do that. Now there's of course a bunch of him down there, so let me just evaporate it with the laser beam. And then let's see. What happened to his cheek again? It was just a blemish that was on the original image, if I remember correctly. We do have a... Actually, hold on. Where is it? There it is. If you look closely at that, there is a little blemish underneath his left eye. All right. I wonder how well that clown guy text will come through. It's a barcode. No, that's his nose. His nose is a barcode. You scan that, and you can. It automatically purchases a copy of his mixtape. All right. So we're just gonna duplicate that because I don't really have a better solution here. I think there's like colored versions of barcodes. Legendary pissing cave dweller. I don't know why this guy has gotten so much lore when he looks like this. But that's how it is, I suppose. Oh god. Why did that? Okay, hold on. Thing happened. Why did that fill in the background here? Can I undo it? Nope. Oh, wait. Hold on. If I do this. Okay, that's better. And then I can just use the eraser to get rid of this. Clown lore is very important. All right. Okay, clown guy, cinema. Okay. Save as clown, or actually, hold on. Scratch that, reverse it. First save it as the Krita thing, and then save it as clown guy. God, the idea that clown guy would stick around long enough for me to get popular and then make a YouTubes of him, as opposed to any other character. That would be great. Imagine a future where I am somehow popular, and instead of making a collab with YouTubes, to make like a Hoog YouTubes, which is arguably the best choice, I make clown guy. I make fucking clown guy instead. Oh man, that would be so awful. It would be great. It would be so funny. Alright. So let's get rid of this shitty cropped image of myself. It has Overstayed its welcome as one of my emotes, all things considered. You know, I'm starting to think that I just consume beverages a little too quickly. I'm gonna slow down on the drinking. I don't want to be, like, wobbling around right now. Or maybe I do. I don't know what Twitch's thoughts are on that. Being insanely drunk on stream. I think it's not allowed. Drunk driving stream hasn't arrived yet. True, I do need to save some of this. It's probably gonna be next week, next Sunday. If not, next week after that. I said I should slow down, and then I continue to take drinks. It's just so good. It's so good. It's cream. It's like I'm drinking sweets. It's delicious, except then it kills me. It's O'Casey's Irish cream. So it's literally just sweet cream that's spiked with some kind of alcohol. It's absolutely amazing. It's been a while since I've had Bailey's, but I'm pretty sure I like it better than Bailey's. All right, now what am I doing? You know it. Bailey's and this is very similar. There's not a very standout difference between cream ales and stuff like that. At least in my experience, I've only had a few of them. The most different that I have had is Amarula, which is also very good. All right. So now, there he is. Cheer to your new apartment with some chocolate Baileys mixed with milk. I will say, we occasionally get s'mores Baileys. I don't know. I think it's like a summer thing. That shit's pretty good. Clown guy jump scare. Something that Biz has been wanting a lot for the past while, and we don't get it because we're in Canada. Schnapps. Like, anything other than peach schnapps is not available in Canada. I just realized my ring light isn't on. We only get peach schnapps, and it is a shame because apparently that's a really good drink. I remember the first time I had it, it was when I was just starting to drink alcohol. You can't use the cinema yet. Sadly, the cinema is one of the subscriber emotes. Because I filled up the standard emotes that you don't need to subscribe for with the Hoog things. I don't know if I'd want to replace any of them in particular. Still see my face instead of cinema. You could probably reload the the thingamajig. Which, all right. back to it. Sort of back to it. Hold on. Okay. So we have that. We wanted to do could do this. Next up on the docket is the moth. So let's do a sideways facing moth. Hey, there you go. Wait, are you subbed? Or did you spend bits? Used muds. Ah, that makes sense. All right. Oh yeah, how much mud have you saved up at this point? You haven't been using it that much, and I fear how close you may be getting. Alright. What am I doing here again? Ah, yes. So, moth plush. Put you up there. 60K. That's quite a bit. It's nearly a tenth of the way there. And by nearly, I mean a little more than half of a tenth of the way there. You're a little more than a 20th of the way there. That's how math works. $60K to go. Ah, okay. Math? If you have 30K, then you need 70K to get to 100K. Then you'd need 9 more 100K to get to 1 million. Math was never your strong suit. Fair enough. Math wouldn't be my strong suit if I didn't have to deal with, like, doing high-level math in my college classes. So I can do math, but I don't like to. Alright, so let's make this moth plushie, eh? So to start off, can't you just use a calculator? It's a little more intense than just that. At the level that I'm at, it's calculus. So you're dealing with derivatives and other crap that people don't care about. Unless you're a dweeb. Alright. So let's start off just drawing an oblong circle. That's a bad oblong circle. Something like this, yeah. And this is just a guide, so. Should use the calculator. The calculator sadly is not able to take the inverse derivative of y equals x plus 3 minus 2xy and some other bullshit. So right now I'm just gonna draw the major shapes. I'm gonna do like so. Actually, it's gonna be rounded over like so. Like so. You have a number, then a line under the number, and another. That's division. That's called dividing. That, I mean, division is one of those things. I mean, okay, if you want a good explanation as to what I have to deal with. I have to deal with, like, y prime equals x over y over, or x over y plus 2x over 3y, and then square root the whole ass thing, because why the fuck not? But as an extra name in German. If you're talking about like the names for the numbers, you got the numerator and the denominator. Yeah. It's interesting, you're not the first person to mention math almost making them cry within the week. Most people seem to dislike math. It's almost as if it's grating and awful, and I hate it. Okay, so I fucked up here. Let me try again. So we're actually going to do something like this. We're going to keep it oblong. We're just going to have it come right past the head, like so. And around. That's good. Now, we're going to make sure the body is nice and huge. This has got to be a fat fellow. A real chunky moth. Bro's got to look like the very hungry caterpillar. What's that book called? The Hungry Caterpillar? The Very Hungry Caterpillar? Very hungry caterpillar. The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Is that a children's book in Canada too? I'm pretty sure it's one of the most popular children's books, like, everywhere. The Very Hungry Caterpillar is iconic. So, safe to say, yes. It's like as ubiquitous as Dr. Seuss, although I couldn't say that Dr. Seuss is actually a thing in other countries. But yeah. I remember your kindergarten painted it on its wall. Yeah. That's there's a few things. No Dr. Seuss. What a shame. He had the best gibberish for children to read. Okay, so now that I've done this, there is... I'm trying to think. So we've got big thing there. Now, moth wing go like this. And we're just going to go like so. And the wing is going to be nice and tucked up behind the head. Okay. Like so. I've drawn a fair few moths. One of the few animals that I can draw somewhat consistently at this point. Another one was built in your hometown some years ago, and they chose the red and black for the... Yeah. Sometimes people really don't know how to make things for kids. It's very interesting seeing how bad people tend to fumble when doing stuff for kids. And I mean, I worked as a camp counselor. Making things for kids is terrifying. But, like, just some people are like, oh, yes, kids love these things. kids love books about dinosaurs. Let's buy all the books about dinosaurs. Like that's the extent of what a child's mind is interested in. Okay, so we're going to have... Yeah. Make it colorful, make it stimulating for their brains. Give them things that will make them think and use their noggins so that they can do that in the future. You know, the important things. Okay, so we are going to cut this a little bit short there. Now, right now, I'm just blocking out the shapes because there is a thing I like to do with these in the way that I draw the fluff on them. Disaboozled from the screen. Huh? What? Why? Hold on. Where the fuck? Ah, there it is. Alright, Streamlabs, quit your shit. Do better. Nope. Okay, so that's not working. Let me just grab the widget. Okay. Why? Like if I do this, it shows up there. God, why does this suck? Oh, okay, there it goes. All right, it just needed some time to load, I guess. All right. So now that I have this, I am going to add another layer. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm just gonna make all these lines like so. That was the blueprints yesterday. It was fun. The game is very interesting. I quite like how they made all the puzzles and stuff and worked it in with the roguelike aspect of it. It flows very well. I'm gonna have a few more tries at it in the future. It's definitely gonna be one of those games that I play for a while, just kind of passively, like Anton Blast, you know, which I do still need to return to at some point. Yeah, I mean, the game is a little bit spooky, as in it's like an eerie game. You're alone in a house and stuff, and like creepy things happen. I don't think it's scary. No, I'm Not Human is a game that I absolutely am going to play this month, though. I am abso-fucking-lutely going to pick up that game and play it on stream, because I saw the demo of that game a while ago, and I was hooked with the concept, and I loved the music, I loved the vibe of it entirely. So it came out, and I am very excited to try it. Yeah. I mean, it's legitimately, like, all of the characters in that, the art in that is so weird. It's awesome. I want to explore it for myself, as opposed to, you know, watching YouTube videos of it like I usually do with the games that I like. Alright, so we have that. We're going to do the same thing over here. How should I do this? So we're gonna have fluffy thing going here, like proper fluff. Like so. And a wing fluff. We're just gonna do it like so. Actually, I'm gonna match the angle of the other wing. They will converge kind of there. This is going to be the top of the wing, so I could actually do it like this. Does that work? Kinda. Although it needs to disappear a little bit better. Like so. Played a little with your partner. First you're like, what the fuck, this person ain't looking normal. Yeah, that's kind of part of the draw to the game for me. The fact that it, like, they made a very good decision to, like, it's a game where you're supposed to discern who's weird, and they made everybody weird. They made everybody look weird, so you can't tell. It's such a good idea. Very, very well done. I really am excited to try out the game soon. And I'm not even I don't do horror. Horror is something that I steer clear of for the most part, but it's spooky month. So, you know, it's kind of inevitable that some horror gets done. Okay, that's not good. Just gotta cordon off this fluffy part here. Like so. There we go. Fluffy bread bun with wings. Yeah, sounds about right. We're going to continue adding to it until it looks vaguely moth-shaped. It's like drawing a frog, you know? When you draw a frog, you could be like, oh yeah, it's a frog. It's got a big mouth. And, yeah, it does that, I guess. And fucking, it's got legs or something. And this right there is a fucking frog. It's a frog. It's like that kind of deal where, as long as it Ferg, as long as it vaguely resembles a frog, it's okay. And also, yeah, when you add the antenna, it really does bring it together. Okay, let's do this. Just add this so that it's not a disconnected line all around. Alright, now if I get rid of this, like, texture here is a little too much. So I'm gonna undo it. Yeah, so I think like Silk Song. Yeah. No, I was talking with a friend yesterday about like them getting into Silk Song. For one thing, they opened up the conversation by saying stuff like, "Oh yeah, the Radiance wasn't that hard." Like, my friends said the Radiance is super hard, but like I found it was kind of easy. And I was like, "Damn, okay, you must be insanely good at platformers." And then I told them about the fact that I spent an hour on the last Silk Song boss that I fought, and they were like, "Oh, that's nothing." And it clicked in my head that no, they didn't they didn't find Radiance easy. It's just their barometer is way off from mine. So they spent like 4 hours beating Radiance and were like, "Dang, this was easier than I expected." It threw me for a loop, that's for sure. Alright, so. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. For me, I played and I got to the point where I was flawlessly destroying the Hollow Knight. Like, I would no-hit the Hollow Knight, get into the Radiance fight, and immediately die. So, like, the Radiance fight is by no means easy. But I think that's kind of the point, you know? Alright. So now, you gotta add the big ol' eyes. Like so. You never finished the Pantheons? My friend, she was like... I said, like, yeah, no, when I beat the Hollow Knight, I was kind of like, okay, I'm good. And they're like, you didn't beat Grim? You didn't try the Pantheon? Like, what the fuck? But I'm thinking, after I beat Silk Song, I'm going to go back to Hollow Knight and try to beat the entire thing and see how easy it is in comparison. Yeah, he doesn't seem like an easy boss. But with the boss fights you get in Silk Song, I think he'll be easy. Okay, so now we have this. And we will just give him some nice fluffy... Just a nice fluffy whatever that's called on a moth. I guess chest. I don't know if this is the chest part of the moth, but whatever. All right, but then we do this, and we are going to just make this. That's a little too spiky. This hall in which you beat every boss again, but in 3 difficulty levels, Hitless being the hardest level. That's the Pantheon, is it not? Because I didn't do that. I barely touched the Pantheon. I think I went in and then left and never went back. I still haven't beaten the 3rd Colosseum level, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, this is a bit wrong. I gotta make the bottom look matted, but not too matted that it doesn't look fluffy. Such yeah, I don't. The thing is, for me, I play games to get something out of them, you know? Like, I don't tend to play games just for the dopamine from beating it. So, when I was faced with, like, the decision to go grind the Path of Pain, for example, I kind of just gave up very quickly because I realized that I already knew what was at the end of it. And gloating rights don't really do much for me. So I was happy where I left it off. But yeah, no. After Silksong, I definitely gotta try it just for the hell of it. Did I know? Yeah. I spoiled myself on the entirety of Hollow Knight before I actually, like, beat it. So, you know, it's the way it is. Before I started streaming games, I watched all of them on YouTube. Like, if I didn't have a game and I couldn't just buy it. In fact, I didn't buy games until I watched them first. So, I got spoiled on everything. That's why I knew everything about Rain World, for example. So, yeah. But at this point, I'm starting to make sure that I don't get spoiled on things. So, I'm going into games with a little bit less preparation and a little more reason to finish them. We watched a Danganronpa Let's Play before actually buying the games too. That's one of those games that was kind of ruined for me. I mean, by default, games that have the premise of anything like that really turn me off. Like, they're just not... Like, the premise behind Lethal Company and a lot of Lethal Company likes and Danganronpa and all that shit, it irks me. But even then, I've seen plenty of it, and I had friends as a kid who would incessantly talk about Danganronpa. Legitimately, at all times they were talking about it. They're very... I mean, no, I'm not talking about, like, the gameplay. I'm talking about the theming. I'm talking about the idea of... Like, just the idea of putting people into a death game. Death games in general, you know? Where it's like, oh, you're forced to do this, otherwise you die. That entire premise, it makes me feel gross. So I tend not to touch the games that do that. Alright, let's add that. Now, if I get rid of that, it's just a big ball of thing. I don't know if you'd be able to tell that that's a moth. Oh, you know what? I'm missing something. The big fluffy legs. Of course. How could I forget? Another thing my friend insisted that I do is Deltarune. Because I played part of Chapter 3 on stream. Nobody showed up, so I never decided to do more of it. But apparently there's a lot of fun challenge to the new installments. So at some point I might actually pick the game back up. Although there is a lot to do when it comes to games that have come out recently. Especially, I don't know when the release date is, but the new Cult of the Lamb release. Haven't even properly played Undertale. I mean, they're good games. If you like RPGs, like, and getting engrossed in a story with good characters, they're good. But, as for me, just sitting down and reading a bunch of text is kind of boring. Oh, God. He gave up on the Toriel fight. That's crazy. Okay. I don't know if you know this. This is barely a spoiler. Undertale has been out for many years. I don't know if I should say this, though. How long has been when was Undertale made? When was Undertale released? 2015. Undertale was released 10 years ago. Damn. You'll try again at some point? Alright, well, I'll avoid spoiling you. But the idea of rage quitting at Toriel is crazy. Like, that is actually crazy. That you would or presumably not rage quit, but quitting because you couldn't get past Toriel is crazy. All right. Let's do that. You're just tired and quit? Yeah, that makes it more sense. Why is that so much? Why did that get so low quality all of a sudden? Oh, because of the way pixels work. All right, what do I do here? This is a good track. Let's go like so, I suppose. Yeah, that works. All right. That's gonna get chopped a little bit. Let's just give that a natural curve. There we go. So that's 2 legs. We're gonna need 3 more. No, 2 more, because the other 3 are behind the body. So we're gonna add that. So and then finally one back here. so. It is, it's a pretty good emote. All things considered. It's, honestly, the cinema emote is unprecedented, really. Which is surprising, because it's such an excellent emote. So it's been about time that I actually get a cinema emote going. Alright, so I'm just gonna do this. Redraw over these lines to make them less blurry. Alright. Okay, so is this moth good enough? Could add a little moth butt. Yeah, I think a little moth butt is necessary. Antenna? Oh, of course, yes. So we are going to chop out some of this and a bunch of this. Make it slightly thinner. And we're gonna make the antenna significantly larger than probably necessary, because it's a plush. It's supposed to be kind of exaggerated. Right. So, we can add those back. And then on this side as well. Actually, keep that fluff there. Okay. Just do the same thing here. True. This was definitely one of those rooms that took me completely by surprise in a very pleasant way. Okay, I'll make this a little bit longer so we can add that last little thing. Okay, I can increase the size of this. Yeah, it's good enough. Now to finish it off, I can just kind of add little fluff things for texture, of course. He looks so aware. I mean, you gotta have the gigantic eyes. Wait, actually. Evil moth. He seeks to eat all of your clothing. Let's keep it cute, though. Alright. Evil. Oh, no. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna do a bunch of these. Alright. Yeah, that works. Now, okay, so moth, line art. The last part of my list, it's just a friend's character that he wanted put on the list. Although I think I might call the stream before that because I am getting tired. So, you know, we'll get around to it, maybe. I more or less put it on there as a joke. And then we'll do moth color. And this is where I start stealing the colors off of these moths. So let's get this nice cream color for the majority of the body and wings. Okay, I'm just gonna color the entire thing with the cream, actually. And then I will add I will add the other things. He is very round. Exactly how I like them. Round and fluffy and stupid. Little guys. Alright. Just fill that in. You grab this color and fill in the legs. The little leggies. That is a bit dark. You know what? I'm actually just gonna go for a nice deep brown. There we go. That's better. Alright. There we go. Next up, we have this lovely toasted brown look, which I will add. Can I add with this? Yeah, I could do that. It works. So we're just gonna add this until the tip of the wing. And then same over here. Actually, I'll just fill it entirely out here. And then kind of at the top of the legs here. Yeah, so. Do this. How long am I going to stream? I'm probably going to end it in like 10 minutes or so. Once this is finished, I'm going to end it off. So not too much longer. You were wondering if you'd have to leave before stream's over? Luna Moth? I can do that. Luna Moth. Ooh. Let's get a PNG. People only ever take photos of the moths like flat on. Give me a good photo of one of these things that's like side on a tree. Come on. I remember you showing me the progress, but I never saw the end result of it. You know what? I've got a devious plan that may or may not work. So we are going to snag any good photo of this thing. Ah, man. That wouldn't work at all. Okay, whatever. Oh, that's AI generated? Fuck you. I tend to be able to tell apart like AI generated stuff from real stuff, but sometimes I get got, you know? And it's annoying. So my idea was gonna be to just do this, since they're symmetrical, but that doesn't work because that just chops the body in half. So instead, we're just gonna have the moth kind of hanging around on the wall. Ooh, it's a little small. There we are. It has been getting scarily good. Yep. Yes, it has. It's worrisome. Okay, so we're gonna go through and just try to color in the body. Actually, most of the body seems to be this brown color. The Eldritch Hoog. That would be a good request for the shelf, especially considering it's Halloween. Alright, let's do this a little differently, eh? I'm gonna take a much lighter version of this brown color. I'm gonna use that instead, so that I can still fill in this part of the body, but it doesn't all look the same brown. That's much better. In fact, I will also be putting that there. There we go. Now we do have these little smatterings of yellow in the fur as well. Let's add that a bit, eh? Adds a little bit of texture. And the head seems to be pretty consistently white. Bright white color. So, let's add that. Although I will add a small amount of this brown on the top. It's becoming edible. Exactly. That's the plan. I'll fix up these highlights. And, I mean, that seems about right. I could add in these white stripes. Let's try that. let's add those in, eh? There's a lot more towards the end there, so let's do something like that. Maybe not like that. Fill it in so the white lines go in like so. There we go. I'd say this is pretty alright. Moth Blush. Moth Plus. He is a bit of a Moth Plus. Alright. So Moth Plush has been finished. For the most part, of course. Let's copy that. He's the guardian that'll protect his little sheltering cabin from the roaming giant hooves. Yes. There does need to be a watchful eye laid. Ugh, hi, clown guy. There does need to be something keeping an eye out. Alright. He is very large. I could put him up here. Like so. Okay, this music is just repeating. Alright, how does that look? Does that look alright? Yeah, that didn't work. I'd say that looks pretty okay. Alright. Well, I think that is where we will call it for tonight then. Quickly hit the save button. And we will also save this as tidbits worksheet. All right. Well, yeah, have a good one. Thank you for watching, and thank you to pod viewers, of course. And yeah, have a good one. Bye-bye.